Allocation and Fiscal Commission embarks on National Sensitization Review exercise. Miss Agriculture Nigeria partners Central Bank of Nigeria orders to empower youth and women in poultry production in Cross River State. Plus, as the global community commemorates 2021 World Photographers Day, image captors in Calabar advocate support to market Cross River heritage and tourism. This and more in just a moment. Good evening, it's nice to have you on NTA Channel 9 Calabar News at 7. I am Paul Abel. Now the news in details. Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade is faulting the principle behind the federal revenue sharing formula and is suing for a more equitable sharing formula. The governor stated this at the 2021 nationwide sensitization exercise on the review of the revenue allocation formula in the state. Correspondent reports. The revenue allocation formula is to be reviewed every 10 years, and since the review of 1988 and 1992, subsequent plans of review over the years never came to conclusion. Once again, the process has begun with desensitization as stakeholders from the organized labor, traditional rulers, academia, civil society, and women groups, judiciary, legislature, among others, in this interactive session are articulating the state's position.
There's a need for the federal government to reduce its allocation in favor of the states.
And the same way salaries of judicial officers are paid from the center, pensions of retired judicial officers should also be taken at that level.
Governor Ben Ayade and the state representative from the commission comment.
There is no intention whatsoever to review the revenue allocation on the principle of jurisprudence, equity, and fair play. You are focused on the percentage. What is the principle? How can a man who has more be given more? That is the principle on which you operate. So your indices goes up if your revenue goes up. Your indices should be the reverse.
We want to do a new review in order to articulate the views of everybody, the communities, the stakeholders, the chiefs, and all whatnot, and then get a proper review that will meet the needs of the people.
High point of the sensitization exercise was the setting up of a committee to articulate the various points of the stakeholders and present the state's position at the zonal meeting in Port Harcourt. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News. In a similar development, the Cross River State Pharmaceutical Factory, Calafarm, is to be completed in 6 months after facing an initial setback due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which hindered expatriates from India to come into the country to finish installation works. Correspondent reports that the professionals are assured of the resumption work at the factory. Closing gaps in Nigeria's health sector is still yielding results, just as the Cross River Pharmaceutical Company Limited, one of the state government-owned factories hoping to change the narrative from a civil service to an industrialized one, is about to be up and running. With the permission of the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19, these experts have already commenced work with the installation process after taking delivery of the last batch of equipment.
We are going to build like a WHO GMP standard, and it will follow all norms, and here you will be able to produce tablet, liquid, capsule, eye drop, ointment, dry powder filling, ORS filling, like all these things. And hopefully this will be ready. If Corona will not disturb, it will be ready within the 6 months.
Nigerians indeed who are specialists in pharmacy, who studied pharmacy with specialty and interest in pharmacognosy, to please come here and join us. Beyond producing the traditional generic drugs, it's our intention also to delve into innovation of our drugs that meet our needs within our means.
Although the installation process is expected to be redesigned to meet standards of the World Health Organization (WHO), it will also serve as one-stop shop for pharmaceuticals in South Nigeria. Governor Ben Ayade also paid an unscheduled visit to the Construction and Fabrication Academy of West Africa, where he encouraged them to be diligent. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News. Moving on now, eminent Nigerians have continued to eulogize the former military president, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, as he commemorates his 80th birthday. Usina Musa reports that a latest in this trend is the chairman, Nigeria Governors Forum and Ekiti State Governor, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, in company of his Kebbi State counterpart, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, visited the military leader at his uphill residence in Minna.
The visit, they say, is out of respect and admiration of the former military president, General Ibrahim Babangida's patriotic service to the country. Chairman, Nigerian Governors Forum and Ekiti State Governor Dr. Kayode Fayemi described the octogenarian as a quintessential man of the people whose invaluable advice will continue to promote unity and development in Nigeria. He said attaining the age of 80 in the face of many challenges is worth celebrating and prayed God to grant President Ibrahim Babangida many more years, accompanied by sound health and wisdom.
We thank God for him, and everyone who reaches such an age deserves accolades and congratulations. He was a committed soldier, a professional one who fought for the unity of this country. He did a lot on the whole range of issues and served the country with commitment and patriotism and contributed his quota to the general development of our country. And we are proud of his service to the country.
The Ekiti State Governor, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, and his Kebbi State counterpart, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, also made a stop at the residence of the former head of state, General Abdul Salam Abubakar. Emena Hussaina Musa, NTA News.
INEC has published a list of substituted governorship and deputy governorship candidates for the November 6th Anambra governorship election. The list of the substituted candidates signed by the INEC National Commissioner for Information, Festus Okoye, indicates that 7 governorship and 11 deputy governorship candidates were substituted by 11 out of the 18 political parties. Similarly, INEC was served with the judgment of the Court of Appeal, Kano Division, which set aside the judgment of the High Court of Jigawa State on the leadership of Abgar and the nomination of its candidates for the Anambra governorship election. Following that judgment, the name of Chukwuma Umoji has been removed and replaced with Professor Charles Soludo, while the APC also got a new deputy governorship candidate, Chukwu Emeka Stephen Okafor. However, the final list of candidates will be published on 7th October 2021 as provided in the timetable and schedule of activities for the election. Still on party and election matters, the All Progressive Congress Legacy Awareness Campaign Group wants the synergy between the Army and the Air Force in the Northeast and Northwest in fighting Boko Haram to be sustained and replicated in other troubled zones across the country. In a statement, National Coordinator of the APC Legacy Awareness, a voluntary think tank group of the party, Saliu Mohammed Lukman, Director General APC Governors Forum, and Ismail Ahmed, National Youth Leader APC Caretaker Committee, said the arrival of the Nigerian Navy's brand new landing ship tank LST and the Nigerian Air Force first batch of 6 Super Tucson aircraft demonstrate the passion of Buhari's administration for a secured nation. The APC group believe there is so much to be optimistic about as the security agencies under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari intensifies efforts to secure every inch of the country and share the view that security challenges are best tackled by a combination of responses which should not be limited to kinetic military action alone. The group noted that the administration's focus on legislative reform, ease of doing business reform, and mobilizing investments in agriculture, mining, and infrastructure are all steps aimed at directly creating the right enabling environment for jobs, investment, and prosperity for the populace, and are indirectly curbing insecurity. Still on security, the new Commissioner of Police in Cross River State, Aminu Alassane, is promising to sustain the peace and security in the state left by his predecessor, Sikiru Akonde. The Commissioner stated this after his familiarization visit to Governor Ben Ayade in Calabar. Correspondent reports.
Few days after assumption of office in Cross River State, Commissioner of Police Aminu Alassane is on a maiden visit to Governor Ben Ayade, where the duo collaborates on how to sustain the peace in the state. The meeting over, the Commissioner, while addressing newsmen, warns criminals to stay clear from the state.
All we do is to ensure that everybody is harnessed. There are many security stakeholders, and the aim is to harness with all of them to ensure that every citizen in the state is feeling secured. On their own, they can leave the state or choose to stay peacefully, or else we will smoke them from wherever.
The Commissioner was accompanied on the visit by other senior officers in the Cross River State Police Command. In Calabar, Paul Abel, Nta News.
You're still watching Nta News, reaching you live from our studios here in Calabar. Don't forget, you can equally watch this newscast online on our YouTube channel, YouTube/Nta Calabar. We'll go for a commercial timeout. The news will be back shortly. Please stay with us.
As news breaks from the north, south, east, and west of Nigeria, we bring it to you. News from the length and breadth of Cross River State is sent to you via this channel.
With movers and shakers in various spheres of influence talking to us, we carve a niche and showcase our experience in broadcasting. Because it's Nta Calabar before others.
You can't get this anywhere else. It's only here on Nta Calabar News, showing at these times 3 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 7 p.m. every day. Nta Calabar News. Our experience counts.
It's good to have you back on the news. We begin this segment with stories on agriculture and skills acquisition. Empowering youths and women to create wealth by applying innovative skills within the agriculture industry will serve as a catalyst for job creation and sustainable livelihood, and recognizing that empowerment is a pathway out of poverty. This resonated at the first phase of the Nigerian Youth and Women Agripreneurship Program flagged off in Calabar, Cross River State, from where Oduak Etem reports that the program is an initiative of the Miss Agriculture Nigeria.
The Agripreneurship Program, flagged off in Calabar, facilitates the engagement of over 1,000 youths and women of Cross River State in poultry farming under nasal CBN loan scheme, and beneficiaries are cut across the 18 local government areas of the state. The initiative is that of the Miss Agriculture Nigeria, Christabel Eze, accompanied by her Ghanaian counterpart, Margaret Afreye, to mobilize young people and women in Nigeria to engage in productive commercial farming aimed at wealth creation and contributing to food security in their countries. These wrappers are distributed to widows to make them have a sense of belonging, even as plans are underway to improve on livelihoods through commercial agriculture.
So I'm so grateful that I am being honored in this way, because that name they call me agriculture has really come out today.
This empowerment is going to help the Nigerian youth and it's going to create more millionaires from it, and we know.
Supporting the development of agribusiness training intervention, the Cross River State government says the program is to add value to the presidential agenda in Zero Economic Roadmap and the agricultural revolution, as farmers are the starting point of the food chain that will guarantee access to food for all.
Only thing that is needed from you is seriousness. If you don't succeed, you have nobody else to blame than yourselves.
This event is to unveil officially our poultry farming business, to be able to assist our youth and our women, and also distribution of wrappers to 500 widows in Cross River State.
Central Bank, many years ago, and even up to today, has come up with a lot of interventions so as to enhance rapid level of economic development.
Other stakeholders believe that the program will reduce youth unemployment and build a sustainable livelihood among farmers. In Calabar, Udwak Etam, NTA News.
Image captors in Calabar under the aegis of a Media Practitioners Association of Nigeria Cross River State are advocating an enabling environment and support to market the rich heritage and tourism potential of Cross River State through the lens. The group made the advocacy during the celebration of this year's World Photographers Day with a city walk in Calabar. Maureen Liu Ajam reports.
The success story of the media cannot be told without the significant role of photographers and videographers. However, this category of persons and their services are oftentimes not acknowledged, but for these photographers of the 21st century in Calabar, it is high time members of the society should identify with them and make their impact better felt in their contributions to information dissemination and many more.
Photography business has been undermined, but with this movement, we're really bringing attention to ourselves and we're really letting the world know that this is a serious business.
We promote tourism for the whole Cross River State, call it the whole Nigeria.
In the field of memory, it is from a photography that you can tell a story, what was happening and what is going to happen in the future generation.
The role of the Cross River State government and stakeholders in enabling optimal practice of photography for socio-cultural, political and economic development cannot be overemphasized.
It has done the best for the professionals in this sector. The only state in Nigeria, in fact all over the world, that has created a ministry for cinematography. Our message is that you should continue with your job and do it very well. Anything you find yourself doing, do it well.
And for the leadership of the Media Practitioners of Nigeria Cross River State, partnership with major stakeholders will assist in boosting the professional knowledge base of its members.
You know, one of the things we want the government to do is to see how we can have a zero taxation, a zero-level taxation, so that the photographers can really excel in their profession. We call on government to see how, you know, they can come into this craft and see how, you know, they can leverage in the areas of gears acquisition, so that members, you know, can get a good gears as a very discounted.
The theme of the celebration is sustaining the earth's treasure through the lens, through major routes in Calabar. Maureen Liu Ajom, NTA News.
And now to the COVID-19 situation around the country. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has on Wednesday, 18th of August 2021, confirmed 1,149 new cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria. The data shows that Lagos, being the epidemic center of the virus, recorded 680 cases, followed by Rivers with 157. Akwa Ibom has 94 cases, Oyo 56, Edo 36, FCT Abuja 34, while Ogun recorded 31 cases. Others are Ekiti 20, Delta 16, Abia, Nasarawa and Osun states have 5 cases each, Cross River 4, Plateau 3, Sokoto 2, and Kano has only 1 case. 184,593 confirmed cases of the pandemic has been confirmed, totaling in the country, while 167,738 persons have been discharged, and unfortunately 2,236 persons have died of the virus so far. Still more on COVID-19, just when it seems there is a glimmer of hope in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic due to the receding cases, there is the emergence of a new mutation known as the Delta variant. Health watchers say the Delta variant is more transmissible, and this is evident in the spike in COVID-19 cases in recent times. What is the level of awareness among the people? Are safety protocols still being adhered to? Oduaketim seeks answers to these questions.
The Delta variant is currently the predominant strain of the virus around the globe, as it is highly contagious, and prevention strategies such as regular hand washing, wearing of face masks in public places, as well as observing other safety protocols are needed to reduce the transmission of the virus. But are people aware of the Delta variant strain of COVID-19, and how conscious are they to avoid being contracted?
I'm aware of Delta variant. And as you can see, I'm putting on my face mask, which is a way of preventing it. Yes, and I'm advising others too to put on their face mask, not to be infected.
I go to so many places and I see people without mask. Some people don't even wash their hands. A lot of people are they don't really care again.
For the Cross River State government, safety protocols and vaccines are playing crucial roles in limiting the spread of the virus, as the state is expecting the second dose of the COVID-19 vaccines. There is hope that when the vaccines arrive, residents will avail themselves for the vaccination.
We're calling on everybody to come out now. We have the Moderna vaccine and the Johnson & Johnson will be coming in soon. Pfizer vaccines will also be coming in, as well as the AstraZeneca. We ask that everyone should come forward, get vaccinated. If we can get at least 50% of our population vaccinated, then we should be sure that less people will die or come down with complications.
With increasing rates of the Delta variant strain in some states of the Federation, including Cross River State, in a recently released data by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, the Commissioner says measures are in place to curtail its spread, while urging all Nigerians to still strictly adhere to COVID-19 safety protocols. In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTA News.
For over 4 million Nigerians who are diabetic to remain physically active, experts have advocated self-management, healthy lifestyle, including adherence to medication and treatment for proper management of the disease. This was the main thrust of discussion at the first training of 21 children living with type 1 diabetes in Abeokuta, Ogun State, on how to manage the disease. Yemi Dalemo reports that former President Olusegun Obasanjo also raises hope for diabetes patients at the event.
Although cases of diabetes mellitus are not limited to old adults, its prevalence among the young lately is described by medical experts as worrisome. 21-year-old Esther Onofwokon and 15-year-old Adebayo Toluwanimi, who said they have been managing type 1 variant of diabetes for 9 and 2 years respectively, shared their experience.
I'm taking home love,
strength, perseverance to cope. I was actually scared that I don't want to go through this. So it made me wisen up and become more responsible for my health now.
According to experts, many people living with diabetes lack information about its management, and this is why pediatric endocrinologists are canvassing more attention in the area of treatment and management, especially among the young, for healthy living.
There are different risk factors. Okay, we have a genetic predisposition. We also have some environmental factors. Okay, maybe an exposure to some viral infections or some chemicals. Okay, so these work in conjunction and cause a progressive destruction of the pancreas.
Former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who underscored the initiative behind the first Ogun State Youth Diabetes Camp, advocates self-management and healthy lifestyle in order to stay active. Stakeholders, including the Center for Non-Communicable Diseases, say regular enlightenment on appropriate care and nutrition is desirable for people living with diabetes to live a healthier life. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalimo, NTA News.
Before we go, a quick look at some of the stories that made headlines. Cross River State Governor Professor Ben Ayade has faulted the principle behind the federal revenue sharing formula and sued for a more equitable sharing formula. He made this point known during the 2021 nationwide sensitization exercise on the review of the revenue allocation formula in the state. Youths and women have been given a means of livelihood through the provision of loans through the initiative of Miss Agriculture Nigeria in collaboration with Central Bank of Nigeria and other stakeholders in poultry production. This was at the flag-off of Nigerian Youth and Women Agripreneurship Program in Calabar. You also heard in the news that image captors in Calabar under the edges of the Media Practitioner Association of Nigeria, Cross River State, have advocated for an enabling environment and support to market the rich cultural heritage and tourism potential of Cross River through the lens. That has been the news. On behalf of the entire crew, I am Paul Abel. Have a wonderful rest. Good night.